Hi everyone, Michael here from Mirrors of Consciousness and creator of the Orbifold Tarot with a long overdue and much anticipated update on the status of the Orbifold Tarot. First, I want to thank everyone who's been so patient and so supportive with me through the difficulties that I've had in producing the deck. Your support and patience will not go unrewarded. More about that in a little bit, but please know that your orders will be fulfilled. I will fulfill the promise that I made to all of you when you ordered your copies. That goes too for the people who ordered after the campaign closed. So I have received your orders and they will be fulfilled soon. More about that is I was having a lot of difficulties with the original printer that I had been working with and had gotten samples from, and everything was generally going okay with them both before the campaign, during the campaign, and immediately after the campaign, which is why initially I had not anticipated that there would be any difficulties with them, and any difficulties that minor difficulties that had sort of come up in the process of samples and everything. They had assured me that, oh well, we'll fix that, we'll fix that, we'll fix that. It didn't happen. The technical difficulties that they were having either never got fixed, or I never got a direct answer from them on until it was way too late. There were multiple communication problems because they're in Hong Kong, and so there's a time difference, but also they would not answer emails until the end of their working day, which is like 5 o'clock in the morning for me. So even if I was awake and receiving that email and responding to the email right away, it was the end of their working day, so they would not respond to my email again until the following morning for me, right, middle of the night. I did request for them to call me actually at the beginning of their working day, around 10. I said, I'll be up to sort some things out, and that wasn't very effective either, because there's also a language problem, and also with the emails, it was I couldn't ask too many questions or get too many things sorted in one email, because if I put too many things, it would all get lost and I wouldn't get any answers. So I kind of had to pace it, and it just got ridiculous. Nothing was really being solved. I wasn't getting straight answers. When one problem would be solved, a new problem would arise, and it was just getting ridiculous. And so I think that what they were capable of, they weren't necessarily honest about what they were capable of, but they had products that had what I thought they were capable of, and so it was confusing and frustrating, and I think from my side, I wanted to stick with them because I had already invested time in them, and I did actually investigate other printers at the time. This is around the beginning of October, when it was clear that there were some problems. I had investigated other printers, but I couldn't locate a printer that was feasible. So either the printers would be asking a minimum quantity of 2,000 copies of the deck. I hadn't raised that much. I hadn't raised enough to order that many. Even if the price was quite good, it was still not just not reasonable. Or they were companies that couldn't do the specifications that I required, or they were business card companies that could do some of the technical things, but they create business cards and not playing cards, and so there was all, or they could do a lower quantity and they could do the specs that I wanted, but they were going to charge me ridiculous amounts because it was a lower quantity, and I'm talking ridiculous, like $50–$60 per deck cost. and that was just unreasonable to me as well, plus shipping and all of that. So so that at the time, that's around October, why I decided to stick with my original printer. And then the problems just continued, the same issues, and kind of nothing was really getting resolved. And every time I thought we were getting somewhere, it wasn't. And and it involved a lot of work on my side. I had to change a lot of files according to their specs, then I changed it to their specs, and then they told me something different, and I wasted a lot of time actually redoing files and redoing things according to misinformation, basically. So finally, I thought, okay, there has to be, I just must not have looked hard enough. There has to be another option. So I did investigate some other options, and I did wind up finding a few. And I was in touch with another printer in China who was much more responsive to my questions, much more on top of things, and we set ahead with getting another sample and kind of reformatting the files, but in a more minor way, because every printer has their way of the way they like things set up. So that didn't take a lot of more extra time, a little bit, of course, but not much, a couple of days. And I did order a sample from them. In the meantime, while I was waiting for the sample from them, a third company contacted me, and that company specifically deals with cards, playing cards in general, but tarot and oracle cards too. And they're actually the publishers of many of the independent decks that we all know and love. And the person who contacted me identified, just by looking at the original sample video that all of you saw on Indiegogo, she identified all of the potential problems, and she said, "It looks I've heard you've been having printer difficulties. It looks to me like these are the issues that some printers might be having difficulty doing for you, and we can do it. We can resolve your problems." And so I was so impressed by not just how professional she was and how on the ball she was about contacting me, but I was also really impressed by the fact that they are a company that deals with this a lot. It's their thing, you know. A tarot card order isn't just like kind of a side job, it's their main business. And I was so impressed that she was able to identify the problems and provide solutions and different options for solutions too. You know, like that's always a benefit when we're doing these things, is don't provide one solution. I mean, one solution is great if it works, but even better if you have 3 solutions for me, just in case one of them doesn't work, we can go to the second one. And so I was so impressed with that. And she also gave me different modes of contact. She gave me email, Skype, and Facebook. We were able to talk on all 3, and immediate response. You know, same day response. Not just same day, but sometimes my buddy here is saying hello too. Sometimes immediate response. So we were able to sort out things that with the first printer, you know, every day one email, it would take a week to sort out one problem. So with that immediate response, with this contact from this company, we were able to sort out problems the same day. So, isn't he pretty? Aren't you pretty? So we were able to sort out problems right away. And so long story short is I have made the difficult decision of leaving the original company. I still think that the original company I was dealing with is good for certain things and for smaller orders, but now I know what their limitations are. It was a tough lesson for me, but I know what their limitations are, and I know when to go to them for certain jobs and when to just say no. This is a more complicated job. I need to go with this new printer that I'm very excited and very happy about. I'm actually containing my excitement a little bit because I'm really happy that they contacted me, and that we found each other, and now we're working together. And the bottom line is, the big difference is they want to make it work for me. They want to produce the deck, whereas the original printers, I was just another job to them. I wasn't, they actually didn't really even want to do it. I mean, they wanted to do it, but it was just another job, so that's the major update. The other good news is that because of all the difficulties I had before, I have several versions of the original files, various different formats and everything, so that we can expedite that process of getting the files together and ready to print. So we will be ready to print very soon. It's the holiday season, so there will again be a small delay there, and then of course the production time is about 2 weeks or so once we go to print, and delivery and all of that. So I do expect to be ready to ship very early in 2016. Along with all of you, I would prefer to be shipping as early in January as possible. Mid-January is my goal, to have the decks in Canada ready to ship and shipped out. So you should have them, I hope, by the end of January. Of course, it's possible there may be a week or two delay, but please know that it's all well underway, and I'm finally getting somewhere with it. It's finally on the right track. Also, some of you, there are some rewards that people got, contests that I ran. So we have the free the crystal sphere. I'm sorry, I don't have my list of names because I'm so excited. I wanted to get this video done and out there for everyone. So all of you who won things in the process of the campaign or immediately after the campaign, you will of course still get all of those things. There's a couple of readings, and there was a couple of free decks and all of that. So I'll send all of that out as well, of course. And what else? Oh yes, the other good news is that I'm not going to reveal what it is, but I do have a very special surprise gift for everyone who supported me and was patient. So all of you who made contributions on the campaign or ordered the deck after the campaign, up until now, I am going to send you a free gift over and above your order. I also ask those of you who just contributed to the campaign but did not actually order anything, and so if I don't have your address, if you would like that same gift, please email me, contact me somehow, and send me your mailing address, and I'm very happy to send you also that free gift. It's just a small token of what I can do for making you wait so long. Like I say, I just couldn't have anticipated. Everything was going pretty well with the printer, the original printer, up until the campaign closed, and then once it closed, it all kind of fell apart due to technical issues. And so I'm deeply sorry about that. But we are finally on the mend. It's all good. If there are any other questions, I definitely invite you to contact me privately. It is coming up on the holiday season, so it may take me a little bit of extra time to reply to you, but I will. And thank you again to everyone, and have a very happy holiday season, and Happy New Year. And in the new year, I will also be back with much more videos, more instructional videos on the Orbifold Tarot itself, and some other videos on tarot in general, some reviews. I'll do some deck reviews and stuff like that, because I know some of you like that. And now I have another perspective on deck reviews, having gone through all of these printing issues, so I can kind of provide maybe some perspective from a production and from the artist's point of view as well. But of course, I mean, the reviews will be from a reader's perspective too, because that's important. So that's it. Thanks again. Thank you so much. Have a happy holidays, Happy New Year. I will see you again soon, and your Orbifold Tarot decks with special gift, and the other campaign perks, the spread cloths and the bags that some of you ordered, will be to you early as possible in 2016. Thanks a lot, everyone. Bye-bye.